All right, so let's talk about the Batman. Matt Reeves' Batman, starring Robert Pattinson, Zoe Kravitz, Colin Farrell, and Paul Dano. And this is interesting because we've got another iteration of Batman. Because of course Ben Affleck's being done with Batman soon. He's doing the Flash, but we are almost done with Ben Affleck already, and he really did not have that many movies. He only had three, or no, I guess it'd be four with the Flash he'd be in because he was in the Suicide Squad as well, the 2016 one. But this is a totally new iteration, and I am interested how Hollywood does this, where they're bringing in different versions of these superheroes, which I like and I enjoy. I really like that they do that because it makes it interesting and fresh. Um, Perspective from different actors involved in these movies. And I'll say this, I love this movie. I thought it was fantastic. I thought that in terms of the performances, Robert Pattinson is great. He's one of my favorite Batmans now, just watching this movie. He's always an actor I've loved and appreciated. He really is a complex superhero in that way, like in terms of the performance, in terms of how he's written. I think that he's very interesting. Zoe Saldana, or not Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman, Selena Kyle, is great. I really like seeing this version of Catwoman. We got Catwoman in Batman Returns, Michelle Pfeiffer, who's great. Love her in that movie. And then we got the Catwoman 2004, which was really terrible. And poor Halle Berry. But we got this movie, which is interesting because Zoe Kravitz in this one reminds me of a version of, like, a way better version of Catwoman 2004, where like they got this similar looking woman, Zoe Kravitz. They got a similar looking woman like Halle Berry, and she reminds me of Halle Berry in moments. Like it's almost like they were trying to make an apology for that movie in this movie in terms of bringing in Catwoman and doing her right and getting her a character that's interesting and fascinating. Um, and I'm not here to talk about the comics because I don't know anything about the comics, but like in terms of the movie performances of the Catwoman character, I've really liked how she was portrayed in this. I thought she was great. Um, have I thought the chemistry between her and Robert Pattinson was really incredible, and Matt Reeves, the director, got her involved as well as Robert Pattinson after they apparently have known each other for like a decade. So like they had a lot of great chemistry already in real life. So having them with that chemistry in real life worked very well on the behalf of this movie. Their chemistry is great. The romance is great. It's almost like an anti-romance. They're not fully in love, but it's like they are at that kind of teeter-tottering point, and I really liked how they did that, and I liked that a lot. I just thought that was awesome. Having Colin Farrell as the Penguin is great, and Colin Farrell is a character that, or I mean, is an actor that I really dig, and I if it didn't say in the credits it was Colin Farrell, I would not have known it was Colin Farrell with the makeup he's got, with the artificial face he's got. So like I read after I saw the movie that they had like six parts of this face because he has all these scars. So like there's six different parts of the face on him, and he looks nothing like he ever has before, and it looks great. He's a funny character, the Penguin. He's a character that is he's not goofy. He's not like say a Joel Schumacher ish like villain, or like even like the Tim Burton version of the Penguin that Danny DeVito played. Like he's not that. He is still an intimidating mobster, but he has some jokes that I think tonally really work for this movie. This movie really does a great job of being not campy, but it has those slight moments that work very well, or time very well, to where it feels like it works on the behalf of the movie, even though it's a serious movie. It's not like, say, Batman Forever, Batman Returns, or the old TV show or whatever. It's not that. But it's got moments of that, which I think work very well in the movie. Um, like, I really like the Penguin as well. I think that all the actors are great in this, but the one I really got to mention is Paul Dano as the Riddler, who is terrifying. Paul Dano is already a terrifying human being. and I'm jokingly saying that he's an actor who is terrifying. Like, he is a great actor. He was in Prisoners. He was in There Will Be Blood. He is an actor that I really, really like in those movies. And I haven't seen all of his movies, but those two come to mind whenever I think of him. He is fantastic. The Riddler in this version is like I said with the Penguin. It's not humorous at all. This is not Jim Carrey in Batman Forever. This is a serial killer who is using social media to inspire viewers to do his horrible bidding. And it reminds me of The Dark Knight, the movie The Dark Knight. And this isn't spoiling anything, but there are scenes in this movie that are very similar to The Dark Knight, but really feel like they're their own thing, if that makes sense. Like, it's not trying to be The Dark Knight, but it definitely has moments of The Dark Knight, which I think are great moments in this movie. I thought that those moments were really, really great, even though they were something similar to The Dark Knight, but they work on their own for this movie. And like I said, Paul Dano is terrifying. Great, great performance. The idea of him using social media too is something that surprised me in a Batman movie, because they haven't had that as a plot point in other Batman movies. So that's interesting, and I like that it wasn't used ham-fistedly like the use of social media in this. It wasn't used in a dumb way. It was used as a clever way for this villain to gain followers and be a horrific creep. And like, it's very, very good with that aspect. And Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon is really good as well. He genuinely just was the most memorable Commissioner Gordon from what I remember. And I've seen the other versions of him in these movies, but I honestly don't remember them that well. I haven't watched those older Batman movies in a while, or in years, so I don't remember how the other ones are. But I really like Jeffrey Wright in this. He was really compelling as this commissioner. Like, he just was really interesting, and I really liked what they did with him. And there's another character I need to mention as well, and I'm trying to think of who. But those characters specifically, I really, really dug. They really, really worked. The acting is fantastic from all these people involved, and I thought it was really, really great. And of course, I'm blanking on the last character. I know there's one more character I was going to talk about, but yeah, I really, really loved all the acting. The performances were all great. It really, really, this one really genuinely surprised me in what they did with it, in terms of, it's another Batman movie, it's another reboot, but god dang, like, if we didn't expect a movie this great, like, I just did not expect this movie to be this great. It's genuinely, and Matt Reeves is a great director anyways. He directed the I think, did he direct all of the all of the Planet of the Apes movies? I think he did. I think he directed all of them, but the new ones, like the new trilogy. And those were all fantastic, and he's a great director, and I really like him taking the helm for this film in particular. Really, really dug that. The action sequences were fantastic. The visuals were really great. I like that it harkened back to, not in terms of cinematography, but in terms of how the mansion looked he lived in was decrepit and gothic, and it looked like something out of the Tim Burton movies. I thought that was really cool, like a cool throwback idea. I liked how this is a good detective story, because like I said, I haven't really read the comics, but I know that Batman is considered the best detective, world's best detective. So he does all this stuff, and it's not always a thing in the Batman movies, but in this one, it really focuses on it being a detective story. It really focuses on being a story about this mystery that he has got to solve. He has got to solve this story. So that's really, just really fun and really fascinating. The movie visually looks great as well. I really dug everything about it. It really was so awesome and so fun, and just a great movie. Like, it genuinely surprised me. If I had to rank it like with the other Batman movies, because there's so many of them, it's kind of hard, but this one, like, I love Batman Begins. Batman Returns and Batman 1989 are great. The Dark Knight's great. But I don't know how to rank this. Like, this is one of my favorites now, but man, I it's hard to rank it. And those ones that I just mentioned, I really enjoy as well. And then there's the other ones that are like fine or dumb and stupid, like Batman Forever, Batman and Robin, Batman v Superman. And that's not even technically just a Batman movie, but you know what I mean. And I'm not even talking about the Batman animated movies either, which I've only seen a couple of those. I do want to watch the rest of those. There's so many of them. There's probably like 50 of those movies. But in terms of the live action Batman movies, I really did love this one, and I think it's definitely one of the best ones overall. Like, it just really genuinely surprised me. Um, I'm glad that we got another version of Batman that's fantastic. Because the last ones, it just sucks that Ben Affleck is good as Batman, but like he just kind of was in movies that weren't that great, so it's just kind of unfortunate. So this one, I'm glad that they have gave Batman a new home, a new director, and a new quality to him. So that's exciting. Like I said, I'm excited for the rest of this Batman universe. And apparently they're doing HBO Max spin-offs with the Penguin and with, I think, Arkham, like Arkham Asylum or something like that. I think it's Arkham Asylum they're going to do a spin-off as well. But if they do anything like they did with the Peacemaker, which was the spin-off to the Suicide Squad from 2020, on HBO Max. If they do more spin-offs on HBO Max that are as good as Peacemaker, I'm sold, because I really love Peacemaker as well. I think that Warner Brothers, with their DC movies now, have been doing a great job, because, like I said, we got this movie, we just got the Suicide Squad, which I thought was fantastic as well. I really like Birds of Prey. I really like Shazam. Wonder Woman, I didn't like Wonder Woman 1984 that much. That's the only sore thumb out of all of the ones that were pretty recent. I remember that wasn't that good, but besides that, DC's had a pretty good track record and a fun track record. So I really am liking what they've been doing. Oh, and Joker as well, of course. Joker from 2019 was fantastic as well. So Joker, the Suicide Squad, and this, like, great combination of like just great DC right now. I'm really digging them. And I even had the trailer or the commercial in front of the movie where it was like, you got the new Aquaman, you got the new Flash, and you got there was another movie. There was four, including the Batman, but I can't remember what the third one was. But they all looked interesting. Like the new Aquaman looked fun. Black Adam. Black Adam, the Flash, and Aquaman. Black Adam I know nothing about, but it's got got Dwayne Johnson, so that'll be fun. Aquaman 2, I can't wait because I really like the first one. The Flash, I am interested to see what they'll do with that. In terms of just that character was fun in the Justice League movie, but like I don't know much about him. I haven't watched any of the DC shows either, which is something that I also want to do as well. I've never watched any of the DC shows, like The Flash or anything like that, so I do want to watch those eventually, but that's just something for another day. But I really do enjoy the DC franchise in film form, so I'm glad that we're getting a lot of good quality, and there's a lot more I need to see and want to see, so I'm glad that I got to watch a lot to watch. But like I said, with this movie, The Batman, it was really enjoyable. I really thought it was great. Great time at the movies. So that is it for today. Tell me down below what you guys thought of The Batman. And I'll see you guys later. Take care.